Hello and welcome to the Kundarak Tavern, where Purple is sharing an ale or two with Crannig Stone Shield and looking back on a successful campaign in the Salt Marsh. We are most of the way through level 6 now, and the enhancements have shown some significant changes. The main one being this Death Eater. So we've now got, provided we can keep the kills up, which is not a problem for this build, we have a buffer of 90, 3 times the wisdom, 90 temporary hit points, which is great in Reaper because it takes the emphasis neatly off any kind of healing, which we just don't have. That lesser vigour in any kind of Reaper mode, it's ticking for like a couple of points a time, so it's just not even worth doing, at least in terms of self-healing. So Death Eater, great times, and we've gone into the tier 4 here, so another critical chance, and we're testing out this tier 4 spell-like ability, Thorn Bloom. If you've ever used the energy burst in epics, it's similar to that, but it doesn't seem to hit everything around it. It's a bit hit and miss. Also, there is a bug report on it in the DDO wiki suggesting that if you put Quicken on it, it's even more hit and miss because sometimes it might just do nothing. I've got Quicken on it at the moment. We've got all our metas on it, so we'll test it and see how we go on. I can see a decent playstyle being to throw the spike growth down, and when everything's sort of slow and caught in the middle of that, hammer it with this Thorn Bloom, or to put a contagion down, stun things, and then use that, something like that. I did try. I seemed to die in the first iteration of all of these. The game's got a way of reminding you not to get too cocky. I tried to do the Denith depth chain as like a bit of a tribute to Saba Jade, if you've ever seen her videos, the Damsels of DDO. I was putting it on Reaper 4, and I got about halfway through. Actually, I was unlucky. I got halfway through. I completed the second quest, and for some reason the door didn't open to allow me through to the next stage. And then several Reapers spawned. I got the worst of it and died. So I had to come out. I did actually complete 2 on Reaper 4. But one of the comments I made, which you'll never now see, I should, if I was any good at editing, I would save all these failed outtakes and put them all together to show you at the end. But one of the comments that I made was, unless you're just up for the challenge and seeing how high you can push it, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever to go higher than Reaper 1 in these lower levels. To give a rough example, I was getting something like 300 XP per quest for those, and I'm pretty sure if I'd have just completed them on Reaper 1 I would have been in the 200 plus area. So for all that extra aggro, unless you've got a really strong group that's just hammering the content anyway, or you just have a very strong build and you like a challenge, just stick with the Reaper 1. You get the same amount of experience. It's just a very practically negligible extra Reaper experience. I say negligible because there is so much Reaper XP to be made by questing at the cap. Even on quests that you've already completed, you can easily make, 2,000 to 3,000 Reaper XP per quest running at something like Reaper 6. So these little bits and pieces down in the low heroics, if you're just after a smooth run through, do yourself a favour and stick with the Reaper 1. Spells wise, we have at least one interesting addition, don't we? Yes, one interesting addition at 6, the Salt Ray. Very nice, that. It's obviously ray range, so very far away, and it does cause a stun as well. The only downside is it doesn't work on Reapers, but it's an excellent spell and I use it all the time on my cold Druid at the cap. It does bring me to another point. I don't think I've ever seen a character or a class that's invested into so many different schools. We have evocation here with the Salt Ray and the Acid Spray. We've got Conjuration with the Acid Blast and the Splinter Bolt. Everything that sort of deals with graspy things and, you know, the crowd control elements or some of the grasping damage seems to be Transmutation, the Spike Growth and the Entanglement. And there was the Necromancy for the Cackle Fever, which gives the stun. So at level 6 for the feat, I was in a proper dilemma. I would have loved to have taken the Past Life Wizard, the Arcane Initiate, which would have given +1 to all spell schools, which for this would have been amazing. Sadly, we couldn't do that because we don't have a Past Life Wizard. So I chose Necromancy in the end because I'm liking this contagion hitting many targets, and it's also the only defense we have against Reapers. So I thought that might be a good one to choose. You could have gone with Conjuration, Transmutation, Evocation, or if you just really couldn't decide, you could have gone with, which I did consider because we seem to be running short of spell points a lot. I could have gone with Mental Toughness for the extra spell points and the 1 extra crit chance on everything. Enhancements we've just done. Spells we've done. Oh yes, I should mention, especially as I keep dying all the time, that like all other Druid forms, like the Water Elemental and such, when you die, the form, in this case Hivekeeper, gets toggled off and you have to remember to switch it back on when you keep going. Otherwise, in our case, we'd be missing out on the evasion, the concealment, the extra caster level, all that good stuff. Oh, and I've just noticed at the bottom there, ties in very well with evasion. Our reflex saves are increased by 1 every 3 Druid levels. So that'll become quite significant, won't it, towards the end? Yeah. Very nice. Okay, so my plan, there's no changes to the gear or anything at this level. There was just that feat taken and the addition of the Salt Ray. My plan was to run through the little Denith chain because they're all fairly quick quests. Now that got scuppered when I got halfway through and died. So I was thinking possibly we could try the same here with the Kundarak, except I'm not going to go all silly and do my Saber Jade tribute and try and run on Reaper 4. We're going to stick with Reaper 1 and hopefully it'll go a lot smoother. So we will leave Crannig Stone Shield to pay our tab. I've picked up the quests already. Now these are all fairly quick as well to run. I just thought it might make a bit of a nice change to do for reasonably quick ones in the same area instead of one longer one. Now this first section of this one is by far the hardest part of the quest. A fire shield hot there for the incoming cold damage that we know is coming. If we can get them all, is that a Reaper down there? Oh great. What a start. Thankfully, the temporary hit points, you see there, the 90 temp hit points, we kept killing things, so that kept us alive. I mean, if you look at this, this is Reaper 1, so the lowest possible nerf to self-healing. And look at this. What was that? I missed that. Was that 3? Yeah, a prodigious 3 hit points every time it ticks. It's just... I suppose it's just about worth having on Reaper 1. Just about. The other thing is the opponent's saves are boosted with every Reaper skull. So when I tried Reaper 4, quite a lot of them were failing. My saves, as you can see, are in the high 20s. Or maybe just hitting 30. Which is okay, I guess, for this stage. But not amazing. So by lowering the difficulty, we've also given ourselves more chance to get the crowd control succeeding on opponents. That's the Salt Ray in action. Really nice, gives a stun. So there you saw, he saved. Oh, come on. It's nice as well because it's a force spell, the Salt Ray. So it's kind of in tune with the rest of our build. I'm making an absolute mess of this. One thing I would do well to... Oh, let's see what we get on the old silver dice. One thing I would do well to bear in mind is it's 15 spell points for that Salt Ray as well. There are cheaper ways of stopping things. Oh, that was nice. Go on, and again. So just like Lurch said, the old spike growth seems to be a good one. Should we try and get these two together? Or have I just made a horrible mistake doing that? I don't know what happened there. I had him targeted, this guy. Okay. Yeah, should I be taking these one by one, or should I just make a big pile and see if I can... Oh, that's interesting. We can stun these. I didn't realise we could do that. It said in the description of this contagion, it says it only works on living things. Well, I guess they're a living thing then. Did I already pull that? No. Come on, what's going on here? Okay. As you can see, we still have our 90 temporary barrier.
The stink of this underground storehouse is indescribable.
Trolls, yeah, look, purple numbers, they're vulnerable to acid, so that should do well against them. Come into my parlour. Nice. I should have made much more use of the acid blast. I think I only used it once there at the very end. So that was a major oversight on my part, as the trolls are vulnerable to that. Okay, a second one then. It's generally worth running these for the extra bank space the Kundarak favour gives, if nothing else. Oh, hello. Let's just see. I'm not doing anything else, just leaving that web and the spike thing there. It's doing pretty well, isn't it? Now there's a trap on that chest, so we'll just circumvent that. Some spells are fizzling with the lag. Oh, he's not standing in it, just my luck. I think we've seen enough to see that it's pretty damn effective, that. I think our evasion came to our rescue, then the thing breathed on us, and because we have evasion and made the reflex save, we took no damage. Uh-oh. My spell either didn't do anything or just completely fizzled. Okay, now there's a trap on here, isn't there? We got jump going, yeah. Got to try and time this. Oh, well done. Putting a web for ooze. That's not going to work, is it? Oh, what's that? Oh, hello. I think you can just catch us if you can. Hopefully he won't live long enough to. Okay, let's put the fire shield cold if we can. Now it's not telling me that I have a fail. It says arcane spell failure 10, but I don't think it's that. I think we just have a crappy UMD, and that's maybe why. But I can't. It's not displaying what chance I actually have. See, again there we'd have taken damage, but with the evasion we saved and took nothing. Just focus fire this elemental in the middle here, and then everything else should disappear. Oh, this one didn't for some reason. Okay. That's two. Third one is here. So we can see already the spike growth is doing some really nice damage. We have some nice options for the crowd control. I haven't demonstrated the thorn bloom yet. I need to do that before the end, so you can see that. So we have some nice SLAs for damage, both single and multiple targets. So we're not in too bad a place here. Once you get those Death Eater, they seem to reset, don't they, at the start of each quest, which is a bit of a shame. But once you get them built up, you there's a lightning trap or something here, isn't there? Once you get them built up, you're pretty hard to damage, let alone kill. I wish I had invis for this one. I think it's this one where you... Now that's a lightning trap, that could be a problem. But we do have the 10 hit point barrier. Ah, yeah. Oh, what did I do web for? I meant to do that. There you go, stunned and dead. Oh, come on, not again. Not good times. We've lost all our stacks of Death Eater now. Normally I would just invis through here, but I want those stacks back, or at least some of them. Also, as I've just said, I don't have invis. I have some goggles normally that give it, but that's on my main character. Also there, I don't know if you noticed, we just got a taste of our own medicine. There was a somebody there who did a reflex save against our acid spray and took no damage, evasion. See, the range we have on these things is crazy good. I think those two are fighting each other, we'll leave them to it. I think this is the section where if you start breaking things in the room, a lot more things come out, so we don't really want that to happen. Initially, when this archetype came out, I think the negative damage was healing undead. They fixed that. As you can see, there's no healing there for the undead. So the worst you'll get is just the negative part does no additional damage, as in this case. And I still haven't demonstrated the thorn thing, have I? Let's try and stun this. Oh, he died. Okay. We'll zoom through here. I should mention the reason I'm zooming through here, any of these boxes in this quest, when you, or most of them, near all of them, trap coming, near all of those boxes when you hit them, the opponents come out. So it pays just to leave the boxes alone, or as I mentioned, just invis through if you can. Let's try and do the thorn bloom here. There you go. I think you can see a little bit of lag here as well. So that's that one done, and we have one more to go. Now this last one, we wouldn't necessarily need to hide from the traps as we have evasion on this build, but there is a way for those who don't have evasion, which is almost everybody at this low level, unless you've started out with a rogue. There's a nice way to avoid the things just by hiding in the corner, so I'll show you that.
The silence hanging in the chilled air of this compound is broken only by the unearthly groans of the cult's forgotten sacrifice.
Oh, missed target there. Okay, so if you have somebody who can find the trap boxes, there's a trap box on the front of each of these. If not, and you don't, you're worried about being, because if you stand in the middle here, all these grates will spew out things and you'll be dead in no time. So just stand here, pull the lever from here, and wait round the side for the wraith thing to come. I'll test something here, see if I can get him with the contagion. Didn't seem to work. So for those of you who've not played this quest, you just go round all four corners.
A cultist of Baal rushes at you just
Oh, hello.
with his hand, raising an infernal.
So that salt ray I'm using there, very effective. Stops most things in the track, just not reapers. The only slight downside, it's only single target. But very effective against like champion casters and things you absolutely need to stop. So again, just round the side out of the way. Gonna try and see if I can hold this thing with the contagion. No, I don't think I can. And that's an example of somebody who needed to be stopped. These champion casters are no joke. They can put some awful damage over time on you. I can't seem to pick that remnant up for some reason. Or in fact, any red crown like that, they can go straight through your fortification and give you critical hits, so always a good idea to get rid of them first. Oh, hello. We won't go that way. Carnage Reaper in the distance there. So once you've done all four... Oh, actually, we do have to go that way. We've missed one, haven't we? Okay. Get the damage over time on him. I don't want the old sleet storm. When you don't have freedom of movement, as I don't, that sleet storm can be a real pain. It is possible to get freedom of movement on early level characters by trading 10,000 mysterious remnants for one of those, what's it called, everlasting bottle of freedom of movement or something. That's from the champion hunter in the Hall of Heroes on those special Champion Hunter weekend things that the game highlights. So once it says that and we've killed all 4, you go into the middle area to finish the quest. Now, these armed skeletons are no joke. That lightning can hit quite hard. I'll cheat a bit here. I don't know if spike growth will hit this thing, but we can try. Good stuff. Okay, so the takeaway from that is that once you hit level 6 on this build, you go from struggling with the healing to going along quite serenely with that nice buffer all the time of 90 temp hit points, which is significantly higher than the ticking buffer an aura warlock would have at this time, or what I was casting, the false life thing that I was kind of cheating with in the last life. I mean, for a start, that was costing me spell points, whereas this temporary points are costing nothing. So that's a really, really good. So you could say the level 6 is when this build really starts getting going with that third core for the Death Eater. So super happy with that. That's going to allow me to roll along very nicely in Reaper from here on up, which is great. Other than that, I hope that was okay for you. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.